Is that the Coliseum?
Yeah.
We're so close. I didn't realize we were staying that close.
Good morning, man. Jet lag was awful coming on this overnight flight to Rome. Whew, rough one for sure. Both Lisa and I could barely sleep at all last night. I am up early to go and get breakfast. We spent way too much money yesterday. We just kind of went all out, being all super excited that we got to Rome. We just walked all over the place. We got a fancy dinner last night. We got gelato. But that means that today we got to try to save a little bit of money. Since we're on this trip for so long, we got to have a budget. So I'm heading over to the supermarket and picking us up some breakfast. That way we can save a little bit of money that way today. We definitely can't afford to eat out every single meal on this whole trip, or else we're going to end up coming home super early or with absolutely no money. Muesli and granola, the classic broke backpackers meal. Spent about €3.50 on this, about $4. I think it'll feed us for a day or two. The other really nice thing about going to a supermarket over here in Europe is that you don't have to do this mental math of figuring out how much it's going to cost plus the tax once you actually get to the register. You know how when you check out, if you brought this, and let's say it was $3.50, you'd have to figure out, okay, in this state we have 8% sales tax, but one of these things is not taxable, so that means that I got to do, and then carry the one, and then it's probably going to be like $3.90 or something like that, where tax is already included in the price here, so what you see on the shelf is how much you're going to pay actually at the register. It simplifies things a lot.
Okay, so it's day 2 and I'm feeling much better. Yesterday, as the plane was landing, I had this sense of dread and sadness and loneliness feeling overcoming me, and I didn't know what to do with it. I had this feeling of, I can't believe we're doing this for a year and I'm gonna be away from home, whatever home is, for a whole year. And I got really sad. I missed Octavius, I missed my family, I missed my friends. It wasn't the excitement that I was expecting to feel. And Josh reminded me, this is probably just not being able to sleep on the plane. This is the feeling that you get as soon as you leave home for the first time in a really long time. And I realized as we were going through the train station and on the train that it's just this general feeling of discomfort from being somewhere unfamiliar, from not knowing the language, knowing that you might not run into anybody that you know here. I was feeling really sad yesterday, but as soon as we got to the hotel, we took a big 5-hour nap and just explored the whole city. And honestly, it changed everything. We got to see so many things in just a short span of 3 hours. We walked to the Pantheon and got to explore inside. The Pantheon is something that I had studied in art history for so long, never dreaming that I would actually ever be able to go inside of it. We got gelato and ate it in front of the Trevi Fountain. And I know there's definitely going to be some highs and lows, but I was just so surprised that it happened so quickly as soon as we landed. I hadn't felt that way in a really long time. So, now time to finish my granola and head out for the day. Okay, we fit the camera. So we were warned when we got in this elevator that it looks tiny, but it's very safe. Just very tiny. We're here. Don't forget to close the doors. Is that the Colosseum?
Yeah.
We're so close. I didn't realize we were staying that close. Sparkling water. Still early in the day, but this might be one of the coolest things I've seen, besides the Colosseum. Oh, it is good.
So today we're choosing to walk to the Vatican all the way from our hotel. Our hotel's just a little bit south of Termini, and the Vatican's all the way on the west side of Rome, so it'll probably take us, I'd guess, an hour to an hour and a half to get there. And it's hot today. It's just hot. We're sweaty already. We've only been walking for like 10 minutes. Also, Italy is about to play in the UEFA Cup final, which means that there's all sorts of UEFA stuff and excitement going on around here for this big soccer final. One of my favorite things about Rome is the free water everywhere throughout the city. This water's totally good to drink. In fact, it's really tasty. And if you got a water bottle, you can fill it up right here. It's just always flowing all day and night. And then, if you want to drink out of it more like a water fountain or bubbler, if you're one of the few people that says that word from Wisconsin, just go like that.
Oh,
Delicious. So it seems like most people aren't wearing masks out and about, but everyone puts one on before they go into any store, shop, restaurant, anything like that. So you'll see a handful of people wearing masks around, but for the most part, people aren't.
So when in Rome, you do as the Romans do, right? I've been seeing a lot of people keep their masks on their wrists, which is really handy. Keeps it accessible for when you need to quickly put it on. But for the most part, when you're walking about, especially in the tourist destinations, a lot of people aren't wearing masks. In elevators, in indoor spaces, right before you go into a restaurant, generally people are.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. Back to the montage. Now right around this corner is one of the most beautiful, iconic, absolutely amazing, absolutely epic streets and entranceways in the whole world. And this is the way into the Vatican, directly looking at St. Peter's Basilica. It's just, I'll show you. Okay, so we are to the Vatican now, which is its own country. They offer visa-free, passport-free travel from between Italy and the Vatican and back and forth, but it is its actual own separate entity and country. The level of opulence here has always just been overwhelming. The amount of work and effort and time put into this place is just almost unthinkable. It shows. It's beautiful, it's unique, it's one of a kind, yeah. There aren't enough words to describe it, just look. Sorry that my face is in the middle of it.
Look at all these statues along the entire plaza. What is it, plaza? I don't know.
Square.
Square.
Circle, square.
It's a circle.
Square.
Forum. Who are all these people?
Those are all saints.
Can you name all of them? Matthew,
no.
Mark, Luke, James, Peter. Wow.
Yeah. The one thing that strikes me the most as we're here is just how empty it is. Usually during this time of year, or really during any time of year, this place is crazy busy. Thousands and thousands of people here, all waiting in line, lines all the way out down to the street.
just to try to get into St. Peter's Square into the Vatican Museum. Right now it looks like the line is maybe 100, 150 deep. So there's just not that many tourists here in Rome right now, and that makes this kind of a unique opportunity for anyone who wants to come to Italy to be able to experience Rome, Florence, Venice without the usual thousands and tens of thousands of tourists that are here every year. Now when you're walking up to the Vatican Museum, the most important thing you can remember is that pretty much everybody will be trying to lie to you to get your money as you're going up to the actual Vatican Museum. There will be people telling you that it's closed, or that they're the only ones you can get ticket from, or the ticket office is on the other side of the planet. Ignore all of them and keep on proceeding around the corner until you actually get to the ticket office. So again, just to highlight how few tourists are here, usually the line to get into the Vatican Museum all day will be all the way around this corner, all the way to the end, and then back around there. And right now it's just basically right at the entrance. This is a really nice change. You don't have to wait in line in the heat for at least an hour before you can get in. There was no wait. This is unheard of. Impossible. Just walked right in. So they made us take the microphone off of our camera here, so sorry if the audio is going to be pretty bad for the next little bit. Nothing we can do. Going to my favorite room, the map room. I'm a little bit of a map nerd. I love this room because it shows how the world was seen over time, right? Like how it evolved from seeing just a very small amount to being wrong about a lot to seeing a whole lot over the years past as the empire grew and grew and grew and then eventually shrank and shrank and shrank. And just kind of seeing how they understood the world in every different place and in what level of detail. And it turns out they're pretty much right for almost all of it. I just think it's amazing that now we have Google Maps, right? And you can just look this up and you're done. But these people had to literally go out, send some people out, look at it, draw it all, and then come back with the information to just collect it slowly over many, many hundreds of years. Incredible explorers. Okay, we're about to enter the Sistine Chapel, and for anybody that's been here, you're going to recognize this next scene of lots and lots of people yelling at everyone else to not take photos, even though that's the only thing everyone wants to do. So, it's always a bit chaotic, but it's a truly beautiful place.
Attention, please. Silence. Silenzio. No.
One more logistical thing is it says on the website before you buy the tickets that you'll need to provide some form of ID once you get here to actually pick up your tickets that you bought online. We didn't need to show anything. So I don't think that's a real thing, but I don't know, maybe bring your driver's license with you when you come here.
We brought a copy of our passports just in case, but no one checked anything.
Yeah, nobody asked for it. You just scan your little thing at the ticket counter and it prints out your tickets and then you're good to go. So it looks like Lisa's dressed a little too scandalously for us to get into the Basilica of St. Peter. I mean, just look at that.
Shoulders.
Scandalousness. So yeah, I guess you do need kind of a shawl thing. I don't know. It seemed like some people, if they didn't cover their shoulders enough, some people, if their skirt or shorts were above the knees or below the knees, I don't know. The rules were different for pretty much every person walking through. So I guess bring a shawl and then also bring a parka.
And wear pants.
And wear pants.
How do I look?
Okay, round two. Trying again. would say, in there. That was incredible, beautiful artwork from thousands of years all brought together in one place. The level of attention to detail in there is just unmatched.
And the scale, like how do you build such a dome? How do you carve those statues so perfectly?
Yeah. If I only had time to do either this or the Vatican Museum, I think I would do St. Peter's Basilica every time. Just so much larger, so much more impressive. It was free to get into, and especially during the hot months like this, it's kind of nice to get out of the heat.
Well, and I felt like in the Vatican we kind of just were passing through, but being in the Basilica and getting a chance to walk around on your own terms and your own pace, felt like you could actually interact and be.
Yeah, exactly. The Vatican Museum is always a rushed experience. You're just going down a straight hallway, there's 100 people behind you, 100 people in front of you, and everyone's basically trying to get to the Sistine Chapel as fast as they can, and there's only so much room in there. Let's go get a pizza and some wine. Yeah.
We just got back to the place and we are exhausted, so tired. We walked about 12 miles today, which, if you know us in the States, we rarely walk that much ever unless we're going on a hike, and even then it's maybe 3 or 4 miles. So we sat down and grabbed some amazing, delicious mushroom pizza.
Delicious.
By the last couple of miles when we were going to go eat dinner, we were just walking so slow, so slow. We're finally back home now, and I think we're just gonna call it a night. The jet lag is definitely catching up to us. We had so much fun today. We saw the Vatican, the Basilica, got a new scarf. Rome is amazing. Can't wait to explore more. See you in the next one.
And seeing if I can find some good food for The other really nice thing about going to the supermarkets here is that you don't
Hello.
But one of these things is not taxable semis that I gotta do.
We'll find out. No, one. Oh, it's not closed?
Isn't closed out there.
Oh. These elevators. Very sensitive group. Don't hit your head.
We're close.
Cleared it.
Gotta slow down a little.
Oh, I didn't know you want me to show.
Oh, where you go?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Okay.
Right here is Octavius, our cat's namesake. Octavian. I think that's how I say it. This is Octavian, aka Caesar. Octavius is a conqueror when he's not sleeping.
Hi, kitty. What do you got to tell us? So many things to say. Some cool facts that I learned about the Sistine Chapel, in case you didn't know. There are actually a lot of different painters who painted the Sistine Chapel, not just Michelangelo, as you would think. He was commissioned to do the ceiling and some of the frescoes, but he was not the only one to paint the Sistine Chapel. And in fact, he complained about this. He was known to be a sculptor, actually, and he didn't feel like he was such a good painter. So even while painting the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo complained about having to do it in the first place. The Sistine Chapel was commissioned primarily to serve as a personal chapel for the Pope. This was true back in the 1400s and still remains true now. This is not interesting.